Very lucky to have on the phone from Soundgarden, Ben Shepherd. G'day, Ben. How are you?
Killer, man.
Good
Doing
stuff.
good.
Good, man. Good. We're pretty excited to have you guys coming back down here to play Westfest. You've been to New Zealand a couple of times. Any memories from being in New Zealand? Stuff maybe you want to do again, or stuff you want to go check out?
I always have good memories of being there. Last time we were there, which was really strange, 'cause we were in Auckland, right?
Yeah.
I guess it was too close to holiday season. The town seemed like a ghost town, but I loved it anyway. I have some really great photos I took on that trip. I just like going out, walking around, eating at different restaurants, trying to find bookstores. David Sedaris, that comedian, was there, and I couldn't get anybody to go with me, and I really wish I would have. He's funnier than hell. I don't know. We've been there like 4 times to Auckland, right? And there's every time has been a different kind of adventure for me, and I always love going there. To know that.
You
Still there?
yeah. I'm still here. I'm still
Okay.
here. I was just sorry, I wasn't sure if you were finished or not, so I was just giving you some time there, buddy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be back down with Soundgarden again. Of course, I think you've been back once with Soundgarden since you guys reformed. How was the reformation? How's that all going? And how long did it take for everything to click back into place for you?
Once we started rehearsing to play shows or record a record, it just actually once we were in the same room together, it all clicked back into shape. So then it was just more of like, wow, cool, we get to do this again. We don't have to, we get to. So it's always a blast and kind of sentimentally attached to that area of the world too.
Well, given how things when the band went separate ways, and when you've now since you got back together, have you found the dynamic any different? Is the way the band works or the writing process any different to how it used to be?
No, not really. Everybody's, we're just more adept at our instruments. There's a relaxation to it. Like we've been here before, we know how to do it, we're gonna do it, so it's cool. Just takes it at our pace. So but otherwise the dynamics, no, they're the same.
And in terms of writing, how do you guys write? I mean, is it stuff where you'll come to a session and everybody will bring a few ideas, or do you guys tend to write together and as you're jamming? How does that process work for Soundgarden?
Yeah, try to think of every way possible that you can think of, and we've done it. So that's how it works. So that's really seriously how we've done it. So there's no one set way. I guess there could be ways of seeing it like, oh, that's just habit, or you fall into that habit of doing it that way because that works. But really, we're not like that.
And in terms of your own playing and things, I mean, I know you've had a few bands on the go that you've jammed with, or you played with Mark Lanigan. You've obviously had Hater as well. In terms of your own writing, if you're at home, say, and you're having a beer and you got your guitar and you just jamming some stuff out, if you jam a riff out, for you, how do you know it's a Soundgarden riff as opposed to something else you might do later?
I don't know it is or not. When I decide to bring something in or show the guys, or when we're jamming, those are dead giveaways. Like if I try to bring something in, then I'm pretty much dead set as I'm writing it that it's for Soundgarden. Otherwise, I don't really think about that because I always looked at it like every instrument has songs in it, and I just try to discover them. It's like sticking a butterfly net up into a river or something that floats over your head. You stick it up in there and see what you get. And luckily, I write with guys like Chris, Matt, and Tim that are open to songs that I've written. Otherwise, I could just have a shutout. Like, well, no, not good enough for us. You fucker, why are you even in the band writing crap like that? But luckily, those guys are open-minded, so they let me write. By no means did they ever have to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, because obviously you've seen it in the past with other bands. Jason Newsted got it with Metallica. He was the new kid, and I guess for a while you would have been the new kid as well. How long did it take for you to gel right into things with that band and feel like you were a fully fledged member?
Well, about 5 minutes into it,
That's
they
great.
said, "Okay, now that you're a member of the band, show us a song." And we're at Chris's house, and I grabbed the guitar that was sitting on the stand. It was a little Silvertone. It was a really cool little guitar, or a Dan Electro or something. And they go, "Okay, show us what you got." So I played them. It wound up being called HIV Baby off the Sub Pop record. Off the Sub Pop single that I did with them right off the bat. So immediately, once they said I was in, then immediately, like, okay, now, go.
Now give us something. Yeah.
Yep.
That's great, Ben. Yeah, in terms of the other stuff that you're doing, I mean, how much? I mean, you've obviously done a couple of albums with Hater, and you've done a few other things. How much are you doing outside of Soundgarden right now?
Since our last tour, which ended in September, I moved all of my guitars and most of my musical equipment down in my basement where I can't even see it. I'm just so tired of the whole music world right now. I don't know. Just haven't done anything. There's been a couple songs I've written on acoustics, and then a good friend of mine just invited me to jam with this saxophone player, him on drums, me on bass, and this sax dude. It's a total freak. They're both freaks. It's awesome. So I'm going to jam with them at some point. I'm not sure when. I haven't heard back. But that's about it, really. I've come up with ideas for songs that haven't even attempted it yet. I'm just like letting things germinate, letting myself heal from, 2 years of touring and promoting King Animal. Just haven't wanted to do anything musically. I've even supported my solo record. I haven't even talked about that with people. Done anything with it.
Yeah, in terms of, I was going to say to you, if you're not doing music, say you want to take a break from music, like you said, after 2 years of touring King Animal, what do you do to, just to chill out and relax? What's your go-to?
Books.
What are you reading? What sort of stuff?
Yeah. Right now I'm reading this, I can't remember the title of it right now this second, but this one book by the guy from the Eels. Do you remember his name? Oh, it's called Things Your Grandchildren, or Things the Grandchildren Should Know. Have you ever heard of the band the Eels?
Oh, yeah, that Novocaine for the Soul, was that them?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what you said. I'm also reading this book by Robert Anton Wilson called, it's a series. It's called The Earth Will Shake. It's just fantasy bullshit. And then there's this one called The Greenhouse that I was up in this town on the coast the other day. There's 3 books in, and my buddy was there. He's like, "This is a good book. Read this one." I go, "Cool." I stuffed it in my pocket. And I have yet, actually, I'm going to start reading that tonight, and the autobiography one. The other one that I've mentioned, I've already read before, so I don't go with that. I'll get to it when I want to. And also, I have a lot of, housework to do, too. So, I have this weeping willow in front of my house.
Yeah.
That I have to get through pruning it now because there's a lot of dead fluff in it. And those are dangerous trees after they get to a certain age. They start coming down. So we got a couple nasty windstorms lately, too.
Yeah, some
just mostly housework, stuff like that. Like setting up this one room, I repainted it. I'm going to rip out the carpet and put in some cork flooring. They're just housework because I have 2 houses that I have to work on. One so that I can get it ready to rent out, or sell. Idealistically, to sell it off to some young couple or something, and then, just to help somebody out. And then just housework, really. I don't know where my time goes. I haven't been writing, which kind of bums me out. I gave my typewriter to my mom. But she needs it because she can't use that digital computer stuff. She hates it. Her arms shake.
So she needs something more solid.
More tactile. It's more easy to manipulate the keys on it.
Yeah.
Not erase everything on accident when you touch some stupid button randomly.
So from the sound of that then, Ben, in terms of your typewriter and your writing, when you say writing, are you a writer in terms of writing fiction as well?
Yeah, I guess so. I wouldn't say that because I know real writers. It's definitely the heaviest art of all to try to pull off. Definitely don't know enough. It'd just be more opinionated blather, basically. Haven't experienced enough in life to really be able to say anything about anything. You know?
That's just your take on stuff?
That's kind of why I shy away from doing music anymore or even writing lyrics. Because after a while, you just go like, fuck, they've already said it all. They already know. They have a way better point of view and way more in depth. They've lived the knowledge they're talking about. Me, I've just been in this stupid butt rock thing my whole fucking life just about. Here's about my anecdotes. So yeah, I wind up going towards fantasy or thematic writing is what I would call it. Like you find the theme or the heart and soul of the subject and you try to bring out a point of view in it. And I call them themes. It's not a motif because that to me is more like drapes or something or curtains, carpets. Motifs remind me of that. The themes, you know, I try to write on that. Prose, and it is never for anyone else to read. It's just for me to sharpen my way of looking at it. So that's why I would call myself a field writer.
Yeah, okay.
Not for anyone, just for me.
Would I be right in saying that there's a lead singer trapped inside you trying to get out? Because I noticed that you've done quite a bit of vocal work, and you've even sung, you know, on Soundgarden songs and stuff. Is that something that you'd like to explore? Just being the front man and being the lead singer for a while?
Well, if I had a cool band like the Saints, I would like that, you know. But no, I don't know about any of that stuff anymore. Actually, since like the last 3/4 of our last tour, I've stopped like being seen in public or being out in public at all. Getting more and more reclusive, less and less willing to put up with the fucking insults you get for being in front of people. It's just this digital world now. Everybody has their snipe. Everybody has their say. You know, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of taking the fronts.
Too many keyboard warriors.
Yeah, it's a basic mental ass beating, as me and some friends used to say about, you know, saying anything in lyrics or anything at all. You're just opening yourself up to verbal abuse at all points, no matter what you say, no matter what you do.
Is that something that you've talked to the rest of the band about, like to Chris and Kim and Matt about, and how they deal with it?
No, I don't talk to them. They don't talk to me. I don't talk.
Oh, well, Ben, we're looking.
I haven't talked to them.
What's that? Sorry.
What were you saying?
Oh, I was just going to say it's a real shame that you feel that you need to hide yourself away like that. But I get where you're coming from. So hopefully we can get you back out on the road and see you here in New Zealand and show you a good time and show you some love from down under for what you do.
But yeah, we love it down there, man. That's for sure. That's like some of the last real soul on the planet. People are communally into things. You know what I mean? Like they're actually engaged and part of the world around them. The rest of the world doesn't seem like that. It seems like everyone's sequestering and getting ready to do something only for themselves.
Yeah, I totally get you, brother. I totally get you. Well, hey, Ben, it's been a pleasure, man. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for taking time out of your busy DIY schedule. And we look forward to seeing you down here, man, and seeing Soundgarden live again at Westfest.
Excellent. It's only a couple weeks away, really, so see you then.
Yeah, not too far, man. We'll have to hook up, and I'll take you to some bookstores and take you to some restaurants.
Yeah, let's get a pint. Get a pint somewhere.
Yeah, definitely get a pint somewhere. I'm up for that, Ben. Sounds good, brother.
Keep in touch, and we'll do that, all right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. Yeah, keen as.
Okay. See ya.
Cheers, Ben. Thanks, Ben. See ya.